What did you buy as an adult because you were denied it as a child? I was 8 when I first asked to play hockey. We lived in Minnesota, so hockey was everywhere. All my friends played. I'd watch games on TV with my dad and beg him to sign me up for the youth league. He'd always say no without really giving me a reason. Just no. I asked about guitar when I was 10. There was a music store downtown that offered lessons for kids. $20 a week. I'd saved up my allowance, had enough for the first month. My mom said it was a waste of time, and I'd never stick with it. Instead, they signed me up for things I never asked for. Debate club, academic decathlon, math competitions, things that looked good on paper, things they could brag about to their friends. I was good at those things, sure, but I hated every second of it. I'd sit in debate practice watching the clock, thinking about all the kids at hockey practice or guitar lessons, doing the things they actually wanted to do. When I was 12, I asked about piano, then drums, then literally any instrument at all. The answer was always the same. No, too expensive even though we had money. Too distracting from schoolwork. Not practical, not useful for college applications. I gave up asking eventually. Just went through the motions, did the activities they wanted, got the grades they wanted, went to the college they wanted. I turned out fine, I guess. Got a decent job, got married, had kids, but there was always this feeling of something missing, like I'd spent my entire childhood doing someone else's life instead of my own. My daughter Emma was 7 when she came home from school one day and announced she wanted to play the cello. Not violin, not piano, cello specifically. She'd seen someone play it at a school assembly and decided that was what she wanted to do. My wife Sarah looked at me. I looked at her. We both knew cello lessons weren't cheap. We knew a decent student cello would cost money. We knew it meant driving her to lessons every week, sitting through recitals, listening to her practice. Okay, I said. Let's find you a teacher. Sarah smiled. She knew why I said yes immediately. We'd talked about my childhood before, about the things I wasn't allowed to do. She'd always said when we had kids, we'd do it differently. We found a teacher, rented a cello. Emma started lessons that month. She practiced every day after school, this little 7-year-old wrestling with an instrument almost as big as she was. Some days she was great, some days she was terrible, but she loved it. That was the difference. 2 years later, my son Jake was playing recreational soccer. He was okay at it, not great, not terrible, just okay. Halfway through the spring season, he told us he didn't want to play anymore. He wanted to try ballet instead. My dad would have lost his mind. Ballet? For a boy? Absolutely not. Too feminine, too weird. What would people think? I told Jake he had to finish the season. That was my only rule. You don't quit on a team halfway through. You finish what you commit to. But after the season ended, if he still wanted ballet, we'd sign him up. He finished the season, came to me the day after his last game. I still want to do ballet. We found a studio, signed him up for beginner classes. He was 9 years old and the only boy in his class, and he didn't care at all. He loved it. Still does. He's 14 now and he's incredible. Performs in recitals, talks about maybe auditioning for a company someday. Emma's still playing cello too. She's in the youth orchestra now. Practices 2 hours a day without us asking. She's talking about music school after high school. People ask me sometimes if I worry about the cost, or the time commitment, or whether they'll actually stick with it long enough to make it worth it. And honestly, I don't care. They're doing what they love. They're spending their childhoods learning things they chose, developing skills they wanted, becoming people they want to be. I never got that. I spent 18 years doing what my parents wanted, becoming who they wanted me to be. It worked out fine, but I'll never get those years back. I'll never know what kind of person I might have been if I'd been allowed to make my own choices. So when Emma asks about adding voice lessons, or Jake mentions wanting to try contemporary dance, the answer is always yes. As long as they finish what they start, as long as they're committed, they can try whatever they want. I'm not raising miniature versions of myself or checking boxes on some parental achievement list. I'm raising 2 people who get to figure out who they are on their own terms. That's what I'm buying them. The childhood I never had.